everybody. We are back. We're going to let people sign on. Don't know what happened. We just, sometimes when we get these good conversations on, I call it spiritual warfare. When we are talking about something so powerful. Thanks for coming back. We don't know what happened, but every time I have a really good, heated conversation about positivity, something like this happens.
Share this, Beverly. Share this, because somebody needs to hear this.
So we're going to wait till some more people sign back on, because we just abruptly went offline. Don't know why.
Share.
So we're going to wait for some more people.
We're talking about sexual predators today.
Yes, sexual predators. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Now, if I was talking about some yin yang, bing bang,
it wouldn't have went off.
It wouldn't have went off. But we lost connection for just a brief minute, but I am back on. We are live, and we're going to wait till a few more people sign on. Our hour is almost up, but are you in a hurry to go?
That went back quick.
Do you have to leave at 7?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. And I'm not going to hold you too long. But we're going to let some more people sign back on, because something happened.
Y'all share this.
Spiritual warfare is how, when you're at the church and the speakers don't want to act right because you're about to say something profound,
or the lights go off.
Or the lights go off. Because there's no reason why it should have just went out like that. Absolutely no reason. Right. But we are back, and we're waiting for people to sign back on. We're talking about sexual predators. Hi, Mary Smith. Thank you for coming back, Beverly. Don't know what happened. But it is time out for us to keep silent.
Right. And all of what I've already shared is going to lead up to the sexual abuse. Okay. Because in the beginning, it was just physical abuse. Not just, but that's enough by itself. Yes, you know, so at first I was sexually abused by my father, and then I got into all these bad relationships. Yes. So it went from sexual abuse to physical abuse to verbal abuse. And then now I'm emotionally abused, okay?
So let me just back up a little bit to your 7-year-old child.
Yes.
And your dad exposed himself. As a kid, did you immediately take off to running, or can you remember what you did at that point?
It's funny because I can remember that I had on some yellow shorts. That's crazy. Okay. I remember having on yellow shorts. Okay. I know Mama was gone. Okay. Where Mama was, I don't know. Okay. Probably out with her sisters or whatever. But my mother was gone. Okay. And it made me feel some kind of way that, you know.
Because you probably at that time didn't even know what a penis was.
No, but I knew that it was wrong. Yeah. I knew that.
Yeah, your dad should be showing you that.
I had enough sense to know that if I'm supposed to keep your legs closed and don't let nobody touch you, then I know that I wasn't supposed to see what he showed me.
Exactly.
I wasn't supposed to see that.
Exactly.
So, again, I told my mother what he did. Yeah. And she put him out of the house. She put him out. Now, he came back. So we always kept our distance in the home.
And when you got to become an adult, did you ever have any relationship with him?
Even,
no birthdays, no.
Because we were a tight family. We were a big family, but we were tight. We always did Thanksgiving and Christmas. We did all the family stuff, wedding anniversaries. Yes. But I just always kept my distance. And again, I did not get the love that I needed and that I wanted.
And you've been
from my father. I can't even remember my father. And he was in the house. I can't tell you when he said, "Oh, Sean, I love you."
Nothing.
I can't recall it. Never.
So did you hold any type of hostility or anger or hate towards your father?
I think I just kind of blocked it out. And I didn't feel...
Kids have that resilience.
I didn't feel any kind of way, but I know that I didn't want him in my space.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just give me my space. You stay over there, and I'm going to stay over here. Yeah. And so, as a woman... I don't know if that's a part of my zero tolerance for foolishness from a man, because here we are now, at the third marriage. And
how long between the second marriage breakup
Okay, so I divorced in 2013.
Okay.
I remarried in 2015.
Okay, so 2 years later.
2 years later.
Okay.
I remarried August 2015.
Okay.
And yeah, I married August 2015, and like R. Kelly, he betrayed to be one person.
Yeah.
But when
his public persona and his private
life did not match up with the public life.
Exactly.
Because if you don't deal, and I would tell him, baby, if you don't deal with this private stuff,
yes,
it's gonna be a public mess.
Yes, it is. It is. Your public persona and your private persona, person, spirit should be the same.
But it wasn't.
It's like the old saying, what you do in the dark comes to light. You should be the same person all the time. Now, we have many facets to who we are.
Right.
However, and we all have a dark side.
And I'm going to say this. I loved him.
Your dad?
But your last husband?
Okay.
And of course I loved all of them.
Yeah.
But this was it. This was the one. Look, we're going to be married forever. I ain't getting married no more. And so the person I was dating and the person that I went home with after the wedding.
Two different people.
Whoa. Hold up. Who are you? Where you come from? Give me the phone. Girl.
Who is this Negro?
Look, I'm about to get me a U-Haul and I'm finna get up out of here.
How long were you with him?
So let me just say this.
Yeah, okay.
Now, I'm gonna say
this wasn't that long ago.
It was not that long ago. Now, because I loved me.
Yes, at the time you married him.
At the time I married him. Now I knew what love was.
Okay.
I knew what the
So you went in with a different set of values and expectations because you had, quote, learned from the previous relationships and the experience with your father. So this third time around, you thought was it.
This is it. So the person that I was dating, was not the same person that I went home to.
Yeah, I get that. I've been there too.
And so, now I saw spiritual counseling. I talked to, we went
What was his difference? The man you dated and the man you married, how were they different?
The man that I dated he was a nice, sweet man.
Lured you in.
Yeah. And that's what predators do.
That's what predators
they
do.
lure you in. Manipulative, lying.
Yes.
Like, who are you?
Yes.
And so when we got home, now that's where the sexual abuse came in.
Okay. So the third one was, the first husband was physically abusive. The second husband was physically and verbal and emotionally.
Okay. So by the time I got to the third husband, he was sexually and tried to mentally abuse me.
Whoa.
And spiritual abuse. Because
and was he a pastor of a church or just a lay minister?
He was a pastor
of a church.
Right. And I was going in as the first lady.
I ain't laughing at you, but I'm laughing at
So
we will have a You Are My Sister series on this.
So again, the person that I was at home with, and then what I'm seeing you preach at church, you ain't living this life, and and I gotta get out of this. I can't do this because see, here's what a friend of mine told me before I got married. This is what a preacher friend of mine told me. Quentin Barlow, I'll never forget it. Lord rest his soul. He said, "I know that you are good for him." He said, "But is he good for you?"
Woo!
And it's just like this.
Say it one more time. I know you are good for him, but is he
good for you? And I got mad, and he would correct me on things. I could correct him on things. We would talk about different things and life situations. Yeah. We would talk about. Yeah. But I got mad at him. Not mad where I'm not speaking to you anymore. But I'm saying, why are you saying that? You just don't want me to get married.
You ain't happy for me.
Right. But really, he saw something.
He knew.
He knew something.
He knew.
I don't know if the Lord reveals it. I don't know. But he said, I know you're good for him. When you got people, listen to me, Facebook world.
Yes.
When you got people in your life that's mentoring you and trying to counsel you, you better take heed.
They're not jealous of you.
Because a night of passion can lead to a lifetime of hell.
Yes, it can.
Now, I'm going to say this. His words to me was, I know you're good for him, but is he good for you? Everything that looks good.
That should be something that women, we should all ask ourselves when we meet someone and get into a relationship with them.
And when I got in it, I was saying, this is what he was talking about right here. This what he. I just kept saying, this is what he talking about right here. This is what he talking about right here.
Is he good for you?
Is he? You good for him, but is that person good for you? And that works both ways, not just for the women, but for the men. The man, the woman that you're in a relationship with, you may be good for that person, but that person may not be good for you, because what happened is that person can bring out the worst in you.
Yes. And so here's what she just said. For those of you who are coming back, we don't know what happened. We're having this good spiritual conversation, and every time I do this, it'll just Facebook act up. But we're at the point where we're talking about relationships, and she said that in her third marriage, she married a minister, a pastor of a church. And was it his friends or your friends?
One of my friends.
One of her friends, a male, said to her, I know that you are good for him, but is he good for you? I'm going to say it again. I know he is good. You are good for him, but is he good for you?
So every time you get ready, every time you enter into a new relationship, Facebook world, you need to ask yourself, is this person good for me?
Yes. And see, what we confuse, you guys, myself included, is we base relationships on, is he good to me? But the question is he good for me? Is he good for your sanity? For your spiritual,
for your mental, spirit, that's right.
Everything. Because just to be physically good, sexually good to you, baby, anybody can do that. We've got to learn to love ourselves first.
Are there healthy boundaries in the relationship?
And has he healed from his heartaches in life?
Sexual predators, that's what we're talking about. Sexual predators, they are manipulative.
Yes.
They are controlling.
Conniving.
They're liars.
And
they're abusers. They will belittle you. He always belittled me. He just wanted to control me. And my mama said this and my mama said that. But I'm not married to your mama.
Yeah. And I've been in those situations too.
But
you have to learn who you are and love who you are.
The women that came forward with R. Kelly.
Okay, yes.
I heard those women say that R. Kelly, I think it was Lisa, the one that said she did the threesome. She engaged in.
Yes.
Okay.
All of them said that.
Okay, so when I got into this one, he was sexually abusive because he wanted to do things. I'm saying, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, you didn't get me into all that. I'm trying to keep it real, y'all.
Yes.
Now, I don't know no other way to put it, but
say it. We're on Facebook. We're not.
He wanted to have threesomes.
The pastor did.
Yes.
And I'm saying it as an emphasis because I've dated a pastor.
He wanted to have threesomes. You know, he wanted to do this, and I just said,
See, the one thing about when you talk about dating men in the ministry, particularly, this is what God told me, because I tend to attract preachers. That's why I told you I don't speak at church no more, because the preachers just was at me. But I did end up dating one in Detroit. And what God told me was that a man of God is a man first.
Yeah. That's true. Look, let me tell you this. You can be a great preacher.
Yes, you can.
But you can be a great preacher. You can be a great evangelist. Yes, you can be a great bishop.
Yeah.
But you can be a horrible husband or a horrible wife.
Yes, you can.
Because in my case,
you can be a great preacher and a great predator
at the same time. That's right. That's right. Shauna, if you love me, you will do it this way.
Yeah. And so not only do you need to know who you are, sisters, you need to know who you are, where you are, how you are, and know yourself before you give of yourself to somebody else. Right. Because part of our problem is, all of us, is sex.
Well,
it's the physical, something that we are naturally, innately want and supposed to have.
And that's
however, because it is the world's #1 addiction. Not drugs, not alcohol, those are secondary.
Sex addiction.
Sexual addiction. We live in a world where bubblegum, sex sell bubblegum, okay? So when we learn to control and know that good sex and a good man and a good relationship has nothing to do with each other.
Right. That's true.
They can give you good sex. What about the other thing?
But the sex is only a piece of the puzzle.
When you get up out the bed, you can't take it to MLGW.
It's just a feeling.
It should be the icing on the cake and not the cake.
Again, you got to have healthy boundaries.
Yes, you do.
And I knew that the things that he wanted and what he wanted to do now,
so in your meeting, had he been married before?
He had been. So because the behavior it wasn't, when we got home, it wasn't what I had while we were dating.
Okay.
And it was getting worse and worse and worse. So by the 6th month, I took a look at me in the mirror, and I could see my face was just sinking in.
Wow.
I saw a change. It was like almost deadly, like something was eating me away.
Yes.
And I said, I can't stay in this. I can't live like this because this is not the way it's supposed to be. This is unhealthy. You are bad for my mental health, and you're bad for my physical health.
And your spiritual.
And I was, I had even a spiritual counselor then, but I said, I got to get out of this.
So then when he went to church on Sundays, he presented to the church a whole different person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He gave the people what he wanted.
Yes.
And
then the people put him on a pedestal.
Right.
That's what we do to preachers.
And the wife is the bad person. Because you're being disobedient to your husband. One of the preachers told me, you need to go home and obey your husband. And you need to do it immediately. No, I'm going to get up at your office immediately.
We're going to have a series about preachers and predators.
So being in a relationship with a spiritual predator will leave you. Now, let me give y'all some, because we run out of time.
Yeah.
Serious deal. Being in a relationship with with a sexual predator will leave you emotionally and mentally exhausted.
And spiritually bankrupt.
It's spiritually bankrupt. I'm telling you, by the time he got through with me, I was dealing with demons that I ain't never dealt with in my life before. Yeah. So you asked me what made me go to counseling?
Yes.
Because I'm still dealing with all this stuff.
Because the thing that I had to do 20 plus years ago when I started writing initially, I had to ask myself, I wrote down a list, and this is in my book, You Are My Sister, my first one. I had so many bad relationships. I stopped dating when Cameron was 10 because I knew that my son was going to learn how to treat women by the way he saw men treat me.
Too. That's right.
I stopped dating. Not as any type of religious thing. I just threw my head up one day and said, I can't do this no more, God.
Right.
You know, this boy that you gave me the responsibility to raise into a man is going to know how to treat women by the way he sees me being treated. Right. And so in that process, I started to write down every man that I had ever slept with and why. It's in my book now. It's a list that you can write down. You Are My Sister, book 1. I needed to know because they didn't know each other. Right. So this had to be something about me. Right. That was attracting this demon.
Right. Because at some point you have to ask yourself,
do I have a sign on my head?
You have to ask yourself, what is it in me
that's
attracting these type of men?
Yeah,
I'm not an alcoholic.
Me neither.
I'm not a drug user.
I don't abuse or anything.
I don't sell drugs.
Yes. Thank you guys for staying in with us, you guys.
So what is it about me?
But the problem was I didn't know me. Right. So when I wrote down this list, and unfortunately I had to flip that legal pad over.
That much.
And I was like, first of all, I was surprised that the list was as long as it was, because I never had counted before.
But that's your self-truth.
And so I was like, oh my God, then I had a reason, because there's a section I want to know, well, when did I speak with so-and-so and such and such, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
My thing was loneliness.
Right.
Okay?
Because everybody wants a companionship.
And no matter what I do in my life, where I go, where I speak, what people, I could accomplish the world, climb Mount Everest. You ain't married.
Right.
So that whole gotta have a man thing has plagued me my whole life.
Wow.
And so when I did that, I realized you are making lonely choices.
Mm-hmm.
You are choosing, because I would go a long period before I meet somebody, date somebody, be involved with somebody, have sex with somebody. And I'll give in to just the first person that showed me some affection that I liked.
Right. Just for that moment.
Just for that moment.
Right.
And then before you know it, and I didn't get to know him. I didn't know myself. It's a long story. But when you write down what I call now, when you take inventory of self,
mm-hmm.
you also, like a store or business, you need to take inventory of your life.
Right.
The relationships you've been in and why and what happened and blah, blah, blah. Not blame it all on him, because you are part of it too.
Right.
And you have to also start to evaluate and have a clearance on, like a store. Take inventory. What about me I need to get rid of? I need to get rid of loneliness. I need to get rid of insecurity.
Right.
I need to get rid of self-doubt. I need to get rid of the need to have a man. I need to get rid of following what people say. When you start to clean out the closet of your spiritual life.
Wow.
Clean out the closet of your spiritual life.
Yeah.
You can't clean it out until you take inventory
of yourself. You got to self-inventory.
You got to understand, what do I need and love and like about
myself? That's right. That's right. That's
what
good.
I will and won't accept from somebody else.
That's right.
Because we are preyed upon in this society, not just by friends, by jobs, by so many things, because we don't have the confidence to say hell no.
So do you know? So even being in the third marriage. And looking at myself in the mirror and saying, this is not God. So for me, because I'm a believer,
yes,
I have to go to the Word of God for my answer. Amen. So 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and 14, I'm gonna give y'all a scripture, because again, we're almost out of time. The Bible says, do not be unequally yoked. It says, for what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? How can light and darkness, how can you, it says, how can you live together? You can't, because you got one person walking in light and the other person walking in darkness. So it was always a battle. But here's
the irony in your third marriage.
Okay.
Y'all two people of God, supposedly.
Right.
And even just because you got a man in the church or a man that says he loved the Lord and whatever, and you do too, it still does not mean you are equally yoked.
That's right. But listen, being saved is not enough, because you can be, look,
the church is full of predators. Let's be honest.
You can be unequally yoked financially.
Yes, you can.
You can be unequally yoked educationally.
Yes.
So just being saved because he's
two people in church don't mean
just because he say he's a man of God, ladies, or she's a woman of God, men, that does not mean that you are equally yoked. Because every day it was war.
Yeah.
And all of these different sex acts and it was too much. It was too much, because I had never been I had never been involved with all that stuff. It was just too much for me, and I said, I got to get out of here, because he tried to kill me. It was too much.
So what did you learn from that lesson?
So wait a minute. So marry it, and then I had to make a decision in 6 months if I'm gonna get a divorce.
Wow. At 6 months
of marriage. By the 11th month, we were divorced.
Wow. So you didn't stay with the third marriage a year. So now you learn I ain't going through this 10 or 12 years.
Because I had already went through it for 13 years. So
that's right.
I knew what to look for.
Yes.
I knew that it was manipulative, it was deceptive. And I'm going to say this. I was what you needed for the church. Because sometimes
you were the face.
Right.
The role of first lady.
Right. And you don't get to tell me what to dress, when to you don't get to do that. Because see, now I can't be me. You're trying to make me be something that I'm not for the church.
Yeah. Ooh, girl, that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother thing. If I can't be me, I can't be with you. I can't do that. I need to be who God has called me to be.
He wanted, and men tend to do this. Men tend to want a trophy on their arms.
Well, in every relationship that I've had, or that I've been in, I was the trophy wife.
Yes, the trophy wife.
I was the one that he took around to all the dope dealers. I was that one.
Yeah.
This my gal right here.
Yeah.
And then over here, this my woman. This my wife right here. You know, because I had that face.
Yes, I know.
And so now I don't want to be that trophy wife.
So
I want to. Even
did you hold marriage, like you said, this fairy tale? Because we've been sold a fairy tale.
Right.
Marriage is
my parents were married for 20-some years, and I in my mind, I've said, how is it that my mother and father stayed married for 20-some years, and I can't stay married for 6 months?
For me, I've evaluated my life, you guys. Now I'm 57, and I've even asked myself now at this spiritual place in my life. I don't have any fairy tales about being in love and married, because at this age in my life, I just would like a little companionship.
Right.
You got your own place and your stability, and I got mine. And I'll see you on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll do a movie, maybe have a little sex. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You know, every now and then. But I don't need the responsibility at 57 of marriage now, so I don't want to be married.
Right.
Now, that doesn't say that I may not meet someone.
Because you don't know what God has for you.
So if that appears, but I'm not going to be jumping at it.
Right.
Now I know to meet someone, I'm going to get to know him for a long period of time. Because marriage, you guys, and I'm doing a series on this, marriage is a business.
Marriage is serious business.
And so when you marry someone, marriage truthfully is, and I call this the business of life, because life is a business, right? We're supposed to handle our lives like a business, assets and liabilities and all the things that we do. And so when you marry someone, that's why in other cultures, people are chosen to marry you by your parents, and people think that's wrong, but I've had it explained to me and I understand it now. It's because marriage is a business, and you are supposed to marry someone that can continue the legacy of the family. It is about two people merging their lives together to have kids and children and reproduce, so that the family can continue. So the parents choose someone for you. Not that they don't care if you like each other or have a connection. They want to make sure that the responsibility of marriage is understood, and you both know what your assignments are to continue the family. And so when you marry someone, you merger. Two people come together. Two people's assets and liabilities, and understand that in marriage, you are going to take care of each other. Right. Take care of the children. Right. And each other's parents. Right. The whole family has to marry each other.
Listen, let me tell you something.
You are saying I do to everything that comes with him or her.
The last marriage, every day was an argument. Every day was war. And I could wake up and I'm happy because I'm newlywed. I just got mad and I was happy. But you just wake up, why you mad every day? And you the minister. And part of it was the mother. Yeah. See, you got to be careful who you listening to when you're married or in your relationship.
You do.
And so
whose mother?
His mother.
Okay.
Because she told him, the Bible said when you marry, leave your father, leave your mother and father and cleave to your wife. Yeah. So the mother is telling him, his mother is telling him, you don't have to do that. See, when you've been taught in error, you will live in error.
Oh yeah, that's the truth. And you repeat what you see.
So she told him, you don't have to cleave to her. You ain't even got to go home with her. You just come on back here with me.
The mama told him.
The mama.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what Bible what are y'all reading? You can't preach this stuff on Sunday and then you go home and you live something totally different.
And so mama was still controlling his life.
Right. Because she only had 2 kids. It was just him and his sister. So, it was just too much. And I thought I was going to literally die.
But at least you didn't stay in it.
I did. The Lord wouldn't let me stay in it.
So now we're talking today. We've got a lot of people who've signed back on. Thank you guys for coming back. I'm going to say hi to some more people here. Mary Smith has joined. Victor Austin, Jackie McLemore, Brenda Austin.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for coming back. Makita Foster, Yolanda Pfeiffer. Hi, Yolanda. Metro Pratt has come back. Dennis Crutchfield. Hi, Dennis. Emerald Cookies Delights. Hi. Tiffany Dunstan, Angela Stewart, Elaine Owens. Welcome back, Vanessa, Margaret, Cassandra Young, Wanda Salter. Hi. Beverly Harper. So many people. Eartha Jackson from Binghamton. Hi. Hank Buller and Kathleen Warren. Thank you.
Sexual predators. That's what we're talking about. Yes. Listen, ladies, stop leaving your children with all of these different men. Okay, we're going to close it out.
No, we're going to keep going a little bit here.
Stop leaving your children with all of these. You just met him last week. Now he done moved. You met him last week and he done already moved in. No, you cannot do that. Stop leaving your daughters. Stop leaving your sons with all of these. You really can't even trust the babysitters now.
You can't. And the thing about it is, we're talking about sexual predators and how to protect our children.
They watch your children. They know what they like. They know what they don't like.
Listen to your children. You see, the thing is, like I said, I stopped dating when Cameron was about 10 because I knew, and I've seen it so many times before, because the mother really is the most powerful person in the household, even if it's a two-parent household.
Yeah.
However,
I think the mother has the most influence.
The most influence, because we have a 9-month advance of a bonding with the child anyway.
Yeah.
And so by nature, it is the mother that has this great influence. Mm-hmm. And so when mama has a revolving door of relationships, the son and daughter of that mother will grow up to think that a relationship is a revolving door. Mm-hmm. In and out. They see break up with one man, here come another one. Break up with another man, here come another. Fussing, fighting, arguing, drinking, drugging. So kids, they repeat what they see.
Right.
I call what mama do.
Right.
Be careful what mama do.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
What mama do,
the little eyes are watching,
and they will do it too. And so you have to protect your kids by the behavior that they see you display.
Yeah.
Even when you don't think that they see you hurting, they know when you're crying. They know when your heart's hurting. They know when someone is hurting you. They know. They see, they watch, they repeat what we do. So the best way to protect him is to evaluate yourself. Mm-hmm. When you protect yourself, you protect your children.
And
protect your heart, you will protect their heart.
And because I love my children, because I love me, I was not going to stay in that foolishness.
That's the truth.
I wouldn't. I mean, it was
so
hard.
So are your children grown now?
Yeah, okay. Except I have a 15-year-old daughter at home. Yeah.
And so your children now, the older ones, have you seen any that the circumstances of those first marriages affect them
and how they treat for my sons, how they treat women? No.
Okay, good.
No, because I've taught them you love a woman.
Yes.
You honor a woman.
Yes.
You take care of her.
Yes.
Y'all take care of each other.
Yes.
You help each other.
Yes.
But you don't hurt her.
You don't hurt her.
You don't hit her. Keep your hands to yourself. Yeah. So I've taught them
good.
That.
So I was careful of that too, because my son's father was abusive, and I knew that he could be that way, and I've taught him from the time he could walk and talk. You never hit a woman.
Yeah, never.
If you have to hit or walk away,
you don't need to be with her.
Yeah.
If you got to hit her,
there's no reason. If she even hits you, unless you just defend yourself or walk away. Because educating your kids, because a lot of things are behavioral that are repeated from what they saw happen, or just like drugs and alcohol and things like that, it's hereditary.
Right.
Behaviors are hereditary. So we've got to raise healthy children. But in order to raise healthy children, we've got to get healthy. Spiritually, mentally, and physically.
And remember in the beginning, when I said that when I was a little girl, I had made a declaration.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to live like this. But now that I'm a grown woman, and I go back and I, look at my life.
Yes. And have evaluated.
I've evaluated my life.
Taking that inventory.
At some point, I did live like that.
Yeah.
I've lived through the abuse.
Yes. So where are you now as we close out, you guys? And this has been a great conversation.
Thank you again for
I do
having me.
apologize for what sudden, loss in the feed here. We had to come back on. But now that you have been through 3 marriages, and you've learned from these experiences, you're helping other people, you're teaching and you're counseling and all of that. But at the end of the day, do you still feel and need and want to be married?
I don't feel like I need to be married, but I'm doing self-care now.
Okay.
I'm loving the woman who God created. I love me.
I love
now.
me.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love my black brothers.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes.
And I still date.
Yeah.
I still date, but marriage is just it ain't on the table right now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it will be for a while.
Yeah.
Because I want God to work on me.
Yeah.
You hear me? I want God to make me a better person.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
And just still continue to heal. Because I've been through
it's
a lot.
A process.
I've been
therapy is a good thing.
I've been traumatized.
Yes.
And not being able to talk about it. You can only hold it in for so long.
Yes, you can. And it's so burst.
So for me, I would just go to church and I would just sit there and cry. And nobody knew what was wrong.
Yeah. She's so happy.
Right.
Ooh,
nobody knew that I was going and dealing with all of that stuff all these years. Yeah. So now I'm doing self-care. I'm in therapy. I'm helping as many people as I can help. If you can get out of it, and don't look back. Yeah. I mean, we had one woman where we had to, she inboxed me. She wanted to get out, and I went to the police station.
Yeah.
And the police went with us. The police went with us to the lady's house, and I was talking to her the whole time, and I said, you can't take the whole house with you. Yeah. The front, just leave it. You'll start all over again. Yeah. Just get one backpack for each child. Yeah. And the police knocked on the door, and we walked her out, and she, wow, we walked her out.
So let's give out.
So now I'm an advocate for domestic violence.
And how can you be reached for any crisis women are in, or your website or phone number? Can you give out any of that information?
Our website address, and we will get you to where you need to be, so you can get the help that you need. But if you go to my website, www.servinginchrist.org. That's servinginchrist.org.
Serving IN?
Yes.
Servinginchrist.org.
Yes. Servinginchrist.org. The office number is 901-881-7956. Okay. You gotta love yourself. When you love yourself, you won't put up with anything. Yes. Scripture tells us that God made us in His image. Since God made us in His image, the man that's seeking us gotta look like God's image too. So you can't put up with anything just because you want a man or you want a woman. No, because that thing could be detrimental to your health.
And don't just believe that because he is in church.
Right. That ain't enough.
That's not.
That ain't enough.
He could not be in church and still be a good man. So you can't just say because someone goes to church and say, oh, he's
because the devil go to church too every Sunday
in the pulpit every week.
Right. And so that just being saved is not enough. Can the brother change a flat tire? Are y'all headed in the same direction? Can he save? How does he feel about budgeting?
How does he manage his money?
Right.
How he treats his mom?
Does he have a bank account?
Yes. How he treats his mom.
Yeah.
His daughters, if he's, and his own children. And does he himself, does he love himself? Not in a selfish way.
Right.
But if he loves himself and understands his own behavior.
And if he's
has done his inventory.
If he's selfish, that's a red flag.
But the thing is, no one can complete you. I get so tired of seeing people say, he completes me.
No.
Or she completes me. Two incomplete people cannot complete each other.
Two broken people.
Two hurting people.
Right, absolutely.
Two abused people.
Right.
Two people who are fractured from the previous experiences of their lives. We've got to learn to come to the table as whole people, as people who have taken that inventory and know who we are, and look across and love. Two people who love themselves can then love each other. Right. Because abusive people, the abusers and the predators, they don't love themselves.
Right. So hurt people. And real people heal people.
Say that again.
Real people heal people. Hurt people hurt people.
And so we're hurting, you guys. It is time for us to heal from all of the spiritual, mental, physical, and sexual abuses that plague our lives. Because who we are today, all of us have been beaten, broken, and battered in some way.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And so just walking around, what we do, you talked about voids.
Yeah.
We fill the voids of our lives with sex,
alcohol,
drugs, material things, designer clothes, shopping.
That's how we feel. That's how we feel the void. But all of those things, even for people that have sex addiction, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. But it's just temporary.
Yes, it is.
Because when you get through shopping, when you get through drinking, when you get through smoking, when you get through doing whatever you're doing, it's a temporary fix. You're trying to take something temporary.
You're trying to put a Band-Aid on a cancer,
and it's not gonna. The only person that can fill that void. Now this is I gotta go now. But let me tell y'all this. The only person that can fill that void is Jesus Christ. And I'm telling you today, if you don't know Jesus, if you have not accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, this is your opportunity right now. Because the only person, I'm telling you, I've been used, I have been abused, I've been mistreated, I've been lied on, I've been mistaken. But the only person, and I'm not in a relationship right now. I date, but I'm not in a relationship. But the only person who really loves me and can love me like I need to be loved and like I'm supposed to be loved, that is Christ himself.
Listen, we're going to pause right there. We're not going to pause right there. I mean, pause. I want to just piggyback on that, if you will. Mm-hmm. You have to love yourself. You can't love somebody else, but you don't love yourself.
You can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself.
You have to love yourself, you guys, and you can be of whatever faith. You can be Muslim. You can be Buddhist.
You still need to love yourself.
So you have to love yourself. Most people love God and don't love themselves. Right. That's where the void in our education has come from. And loving yourself, you guys. Love yourself. But in order to love yourself, you have to know yourself. That's Even the Bible says, know thyself. Yeah. And so we're going to close on that. Thank you, Beverly. She says another successful show.
Yes.
Beverly Harper says I'm still here. Thank you, Kathleen, Wanda. Thank you, Elvis Hatch. Thank you so much, brother, for joining us today. We are way over time here.
We hope that we helped somebody today.
And please, everybody sign on. Please share this video right now.
Share
this video. And every week, you guys, I don't really ask you guys for much. And the show is not about me. It is about us. It is about the community. It is about everyday people making a difference every day. You can see the Yams Talk Show now on YouTube. The Yams Talk Show page is on YouTube. I'm having all of the shows from the previous 3 seasons and this one loaded on YouTube so that I can make it more profitable and get more viewers and more subscribers. So I'm asking you to please go to the Yams Talk Show page on YouTube and subscribe and share each week. The more people watching, it'll be monetized, so that I can get off of corporate America and really start doing the ministry that God has given me globally to do and talk and speak to women. So it starts with us helping each other. And so I found that part of my depression we talked about earlier is I'm a giver. Somebody check on me sometimes.
Right. and that's what led me to counseling, because somebody said to me, and she's a pastor, she said to me, you are taking care of everybody else. You helping everybody else. You listening to everybody else. She said, who is taking care of you? So she hooked me up with a friend and of hers. And so I'm doing some self-care. I'm doing some self-evaluation now.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to get married right now. I'm not.
I'm done.
I'm trying to, what the young folks say, do me.
I'm doing me.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing. Yeah. Well, this is Amber. It's about 7:30. Ooh, we've done.
It's been a great show. We hope that, we hope that somebody has been helped. Most of all today, the predators are out there, ladies and gentlemen. So be careful who you leave your children with. Talk to your children about, you got to have that talk with them.
And children abuse children.
Yeah.
Your young kids with older kids, the babysitters in the community and the family, kids who have been abused, that's what bullying is. They've been bullied, and so it's a cycle. Talk to your kids.
Yeah.
Ask your kids questions. Tell them they can come to you about anything.
Yeah.
Educate them. Can't not emphasize that much. And be always aware of who they're with.
Yeah. Check their cell phone. Check it. Check their cell phone.
Yes. We're out of here today. Next week, I'm going to have on, I'll be back on at 6 o'clock. I have LaShunta Buchanan, I think it's her last name. She is the editor-in-chief of a magazine here in Memphis called Too Unique Magazine, and she's doing a lot of great work for the community as well. And I will see you guys next week. Hi, Clyde. You just joined. We're about to hang up or hang up or sign off or log on, whatever it is. But I've had a really wonderful conversation. We have conscious conversations here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sister. God bless you guys. We will see you next week. This is Amphra at FIG Productions, home of the Yams Talk Show, where we don't employ people, we empower them. I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.